Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here today. My name is Carla Cannone, and I work in CCG in the International Partnership Team as a Partner Engagement Coordinator. Today, I'll be the chair of this session named Strengthening Institutional Capacity to understand what is the role of EMP-A, the role that EMP-A has played in the past, and potentially this session can be of inspiration to all of you to understand what could happen after this training and what could be the impact of the skills that you just learned in the last 3 weeks. Today, I'm joined with a great cohort and a great team of speakers. These are all alumni of the EMP-A from previous years. I'm here with Bernard Musukeke from Uganda. He's joining us online. Bernard, can you hear us? All right, great. And then we have Christian Benga from DRC. Pleasure to have you here. Thierry Odu, that joined us, is originally from Benin, but now working at IRENA. Fitsum Saleh, who is working at the Addis Ababa University and leading the Energy Center, and Nadia Ouedraogo, apologies if I misspelled your name, who is working here at ECA. So the aim of this session, can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. What do we want to achieve by the end of this session? We want to have the alumni share their experience and understand what were the opportunities that they found and what were the open doors after this training has unlocked, and also what were the bottlenecks and how things can be done better in the future. So the key question we'll try to address is how has the EMP-A capacity building empowered your journey to have an impact on policymaking or academia? What challenges have you faced in applying these technical skills in your country context? How can capacity building be improved? And how can the alumni community be harnessed to amplify the impact and the change? So without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Bernard. Bernard, if you hear us, great. So I'd like to ask Bernard, as an EMP-A alumni who has helped to integrate modeling into the university curricula, could you share your journey from training to teaching, and what impact has this had at Makerere and beyond to your students? Thank you. Please keep your intervention to 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Carla. I hope I can be heard.
Yes.
Right, wonderful. Good morning to everyone at the venue on this call. I want to thank EMP-A in general and all the partners that have made this possible. So, to the point, I teach at the Department of Applied Economics at Makerere University Business School. I was part of the cohort or the group that trained in osmosis in 2021. I did not get a chance to physically attend because we were just coming from COVID with all the restrictions. So we did our module online. And particularly the osmosis track that I took emerged from the reason that the department or the university runs two graduate programs. One is a PhD and another one is a master's degree in energy economics and governance. And on these programs, we have energy modeling as a course, which is one of the core courses students have to complete before they finish their studies. And so after completing my training with EMP in 2021, I could tell the purpose, the relevance, the value that osmosis would bring to this course at the university. So when I went back home, I made a report to the dean and also head of department. I had to justify, of course, why we needed to add osmosis on this course, because I could tell from my personal experiences what osmosis does and the things that we have been teaching on the course of the program. So it was easy on my side to justify this osmosis and integrating it on the curriculum for two things. Of course, two questions came up. One, who will teach this tool or this particular item that you're proposing? This was easy for me because out of personal experiences, I was confident enough to at least take on this course as a user of osmosis or any other tool that you'd have undertaken on. The second question, as we know from our economies and university settings, was the materials, the references, and what is required to teach before I'm allowed to integrate this item on the course, on the curriculum. Are they accessible? Are they available? Will students find them? Again, this was easy for me because, as we know, it is open source tools, modeling tools that we are referring to. And to be honest, I didn't have to start from zero to create new material, to not do all the things that was needed because these materials already exist. They are accessible. So it was just referring students to the tool, and then we would move on. So these, in a way, allowed me to also not just add value to the course that we are teaching, but also to extend the capacity for our students beyond what we all been doing on the course. Certainly, as we know, it did not come teaching this course or osmosis, particularly on this course, arrived with the shortcomings out of experience that we know in two ways. One, as we know, osmosis is a rather heavy tool in terms of time requirements. Now, I have 13 weeks to teach the whole course, not just osmosis. So I had to refine, I had to revise the learning objectives to at least 3 or 4 items. One, emphasize to students what osmosis does and what it doesn't do. Of course, the interface and all the installation steps for them to be able to use the tool. 3, we develop scenarios, or at least demonstrate with scenarios what we can do, generate results, interpret, and then as minimum requirements to this that we can do. The other elephant in the room that has been already highlighted on, like any other tool, the output we get from osmosis or any other tool is as good as what we put in. So limitation is that relate to data and irregular data, high, low level frequency for some indicators. Today we are talking of just energy transition, which means we need those indicators that not only define just energy transition, but also the direction in which these indicators face, that we must have so that we can use this tool. But going forward, Carla, if I'm not in the interest of time as well, I want to just close this with proposals to fellow students who are now trainers that have just completed this course as proposals, what can be done, and to all the partners in the room today. One, which is more direct rather to mention, is to try as much as we can. I know it is already open source, but to maintain the open sourceness of these tools and also materials, both physical and online, so that we can use them. And where possible, we should amplify the open access and the online platforms to as many people as possible within the region so that we can benefit from this. Two, out of experience, after we finished or completed in my cohort at the country level, everyone seemed to go back to their desk. Some people, to so to mention, have disappeared in the other activities, and we hardly connect on this. So our thinking beyond what we can do together as a group, possibly a consortium or what I could call and country level modeling centers in whatever we can create this concept should be able to bring alumni for a particular country on particular tools together so that it becomes a continuous process of meeting to do things beyond just individual efforts that we do in different places that we can mention. Carla, I think I'll end it at that, but I'll be happy to answer any specific questions as they come.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Bernard. Thanks for sharing your insight and your experience on how to integrate these tools and skills in the teaching. We are really grateful for what you did in Uganda, and we hope that it can inspire many more academics that are in this room that might come back to you with some question, the technicalities on how you did it. So we are already some suggestion for the partners here, to the international organization, but also to the broader African communities on what can be done. I like now I noted down some things. Maybe we'll come back to some suggestion at the end of all the presentation and intervention of the speakers. So I'd like now to move to our second speaker, Christian Banga, joining us from Research Matter in DRC. So Christian, how did the EMP-A experience influence your professional path? How have you applied your modeling skills to inform the development of your geospatial platform for DRC? Please, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, Carla, thanks. Hi, everyone. I'm Christian, as Carla introduced me. I work with Research Matters. I will start by sharing my experience by giving a short story about the project that we are conducting in DRC. So Research Matters is an international NGO. We work in DRC in two sectors, mining and energy sector. So our goal in DRC is to see how we can help the population to benefit about all those natural resources that the country has, and particularly in energy sector, how the population can be electrified by using water, solar, and wind that the country has. So it's a bit sad, and it was sad since 2019, because the country has a lot of renewable energy potential, but they still have no access to electricity. So only 1 to 10% has access to electricity. So it's where we start thinking about what could be done for the Congo. And so by thinking about what could be done, we had in mind the idea of energy planning. So by saying energy planning, it's implying about energy modeling. So it's why we started thinking about the project. We call it the project Congo EMP-A. So this project, we started thinking about it since 2021, and we launched the platform Congo EMP-A in 2022. This platform was like showcase the decentralized solution with renewable energy. Once we get this result, it wasn't enough. And we were thinking about the best optional energy mix for the existing grid. And it's why we attended the MP last year. It was in 2024 in Namibia, on April. Yeah. In Namibia. 2 years ago. Okay, sorry. Okay, okay. So it's where we attending this training in Namibia, and so we learn about how we can model with by using osmosis. So after the training that we attended in Namibia in 2023, as a result, the first result we really succeed to model the best optional energy mix for the existing grid. That is the first result, and we apply this result in our platform. You can search online. The platform is named, it's in Lingala, Congo EMP-A. So you can find the result with osmosis inside this platform. That is one of the results. And the second result is about the capacity building, because after being teaching Bakala, we also try to teach all the stakeholders in the country. I set a group of multi-stakeholder, Congolese multi-stakeholder technical expert group, where we normally try to learn about modeling and also all related to energy model. After my training in Namibia, I tried to teach in 1 week osmosis. It was not easy, but I tried to do this training with them. And yeah, this is like the second result after the training. And the third result, probably, I think what we have to do is we need to now write a policy note about the funding. One of the great funding that we got after doing the modelization with osmosis, we just realized that for the future energy mix of Congo, we need a lot of winds for the south and the east side of the country. So we think that this result will significantly change our thought about how we need to build or maybe to use winds in the future, because in the past we were thinking only that we only need to use solar and hydro because we have a lot of renewable energy, particularly solar and hydro. But now with the osmosis result that showing us that it's easier to really use winds in the east and the south of Congo, we need to inform the politician to really allow them to change their mind about what should be done in the future for the Congo. So those are like a result that we obtained after the training that we attended at Namibia. So all those results wasn't about challenges. I will say maybe 3 words about the challenges that we encounter. The first one is about the data collection. This one is still the highest one, challenging that we encounter because it's not easier to get data from the government institution. And I even talked to my colleague who is there, Benjamin, asking me a question about how he did it to get data because he did like onset training now. So I just asked him a question to know about it because it's still challenging to get data, reliable data to use for the osmosis. Okay. The second challenge is also about political engagement. In Congo, it's not easy to really work with the government institution. It's a bit challenging. All those politicians, they are looking for money. Research is like the last lacks purity in the side, so it's not challenging. It's not easy, to work with them. And the last challenge, as I say, I tried to teach osmosis in 1 week. It was very challenging. Also, as you know, language barrier, it's still a problem sometime in Congo context because they are French speaker. Yeah, those are like challenges that I could say about trying to employ all the stakeholders in the country. And so before handing my and return the floor to Akala, I will say as a perspective that we are in our mind, in our side, is we are thinking to organize in the future the DRC energy modeling training. So the idea behind is really to try to see how we can like influence those politicians to have them with us. And the only way that we can do that, we are thinking that it will be good to organize a big event where we can show the importance behind doing all those planification, all those tools that we are trying to do to learn for well planning the energy sector and the future of the future energy sector of Congo. So I think I will maybe handle by there, and yeah, if there is any other clarification need from my side, I will come back and give you more information. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Christian. Great to know what is happening in DRC and what was a different pathway that you followed in this organization, non-profit organization. So I'll go back to your points about the data collection, the need for engaging the high level and the government and how that could be done. I just wanted to remind everyone that there might be an opportunity later to ask questions. So please take a note if you want to ask any question to the speakers, and we'll come back to, we'll pick some of the question later at the end of the intervention. I'd like now to move to Thierry. Thierry Audu joins us from IRENA, and I'd like to ask you, can you walk us through your journey from the attendance of the EMP-A to your current role at IRENA? So IRENA is the International Renewable Energy Agency, and what were the key challenges and opportunities, and to apply what you learned here, so that you can be of inspiration for others. Thank you. Please keep it to 5 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, I will try my best. So good morning, everyone. Thank you, Carla, for inviting me for this panel. I'm very glad to be here and also to see Bena. Bena and I and Nadia was also part of the cohort in 2021, I guess, during the COVID. So we were on the osmosis and phase 2 track. It was a bit tough with this online platform, working remotely with the trainers, but it was amazing journey. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all the trainers back then for the patience to guide us through and successful completion of that training back then. So my journey, I would say, I would take several steps back before talking about IRENA. I started by my PhD process when I was trying to work on the long-term capacity expansion in the region of West Africa, and looking at the effect of climate change on the different segment of power supply, ranging from the demand, the infrastructure, and also the supply mix. So I knew energy planning will be a core aspect of my PhD. So I strengthened my capacity alone. And then when this EMP opportunity came, I said, okay, I need to apply. And then applying, I was lucky to be selected, and I chose osmosis then. So I would say like this track has really strengthened my capability in modeling power system in general, but also how to communicate the result at the end of the day. Because it's good that we spend a lot of time trying to capturing every detail in every country, but at the end of the day, we should be able to communicate this in a very simple way to non-technical audience. And particularly this is the case of many of our stakeholders, because sometimes they don't have time, but we need to be able to communicate the key insight in a very short period of time with good visualization and so on. And I think the training we had with osmosis was quite very helpful in that regard. I would say my journey after the EMP-A was a bit, I would say a little bit fortunate, because 8 months after I finished the EMP-A, I was fortunate to be appointed to support the African Union for the development of the first continental electricity master plan, where I was in charge of the Central and Western Africa modeling effort. So for that, we were using IRENA modeling tool, Splat Message, and Said Sebastian was part of the trainer that onboarded us in this CMP process. And then I had this opportunity to apply directly osmosis, because osmosis had the same modeling framework with Splat Message, which was quite easy for me to kind of support the African Union in developing the model for the West and Central Africa. So we did extensive data collection, and I would say all the background information, for instance, how to represent, how to do a reference energy system, apply some constraints representing some specificity in every country that we have done in EMP-A, has really given me like an edge in terms of being very confident in doing my job and helping the continent in achieving this goal. So I think it's a great impact for being a part of the EMP-A and supporting such a great project of the Continental Master Plan. And from there, I was also, let's say, very fortunate to be selected in IRENA to support our global ambitions and also member country in long-term energy transition, and also to achieve our climate goals. So in IRENA, my position has shifted a little bit, although I work in the energy planning and power sector transformation team, where we support also country in developing comprehensive energy planning with Splat Message. But now I'm focused on the off-grid electrifications, which is like a kind of key segment that's very particular to developing country, in particular in Africa. So I would say, for instance, the open learning platform was kind of good for me to onboard with Onset. I had to learn it by myself, but the open learning platform was good because I can actually take the course and looking at the code and do it. So at IRENA now, we am supporting a regional energy transition outlook project for Africa, where we are trying to develop long-term energy access pathway to see how the continent can address not only electricity access target, but also clean cooking and so on. So for now, I have not yet the opportunity to apply some of this knowledge in my own country, but I'm very proud of the impact that I had on the continent with all my engagement through African Union and at Arena. So I'm really thankful to CCG and all the partners that are offered the opportunity in 2021 to have this osmosis training. And yeah, so in terms of challenge, I mean, there is a lot of challenges. I think Benjamin or Christian already mentioned some of them is the data. And I think this framework where CCG provided this starter kit data to start with is very important. And I think we need to go along that way. And even in this training, we see some of the participants struggling to also get data from their own country. So having something like a starter kit to start with really helps. And from there, they can actually build upon that. And when they go back to their own country, they can already try to update it and still continue improving it. So one aspect of also, I think there is already some effort from CCG to address that. I think during our cohort, I was one of the few French-speaking participating. And thanks to the fact that I already have some English background and I was able to find my way. But I think CCG always trying already to include more Francophone now, but I will also urge to continue in that regard to have this part of Africa that is not yet fully part of the CCG and to amplify the impact for having more French-speaking part of the community. I mean, translating already the material in French, involving them more and having some training that can also be bilingual will also help in that regard, and open access data development and so on. So yeah, I think I will not extend much, but to thank CCG and they can be proud of one of the projects I am and other impact that I have on the continent and globally in the world. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Great, thank you very much, Siri, and we are very pleased to know all these great things that you've done till now, and looking forward to see what will come next, if this was just the start. So I wanted now to pass it over to another academic, Fitsum Saleh, from the Addis Ababa University here in Ethiopia, and I'd like to ask you, how was your experience as an academic? We heard from Uganda. How was it here in Ethiopia? I know that you also have included some of the tools and teaching in your activities, in your curricula. Can you guide us through your experience and what you would recommend to the students as well? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I would like first to thank CCG and Carla and the team to invite me here. It's really an honor because I was thinking like it's not really big experience to share with excellent team with this dynamic EMP-A community, but it's now a privilege and an honor to share my experience, what I've been through like in the past 6-7 years through this energy modeling. So yeah, first to introduce myself, I'm from Addis Ababa University, basically from the Center for Renewable Energy, and I'm currently leading the center. Just to give you a bit of the profile of the center, we are working on graduate programs at MESI and soon to be launching a PhD program in renewable energy engineering at Addis Ababa University. And the center was the first to be opened in Ethiopia, and now we do have really more than 3-4 energy centers working on the same energy education, training, and research at different universities nationally. So my journey in energy modeling is slightly a bit different from my colleagues from Christian and Terry at the very beginning, of course, and later it became almost more or less the same journey we passed through. So first, I was not really engaged in EMP-A energy modeling training. I had the opportunity to work on a project on energy systems pathways development for Ethiopia, funded by OPM FCDO, and we were like a consortium of 4 institutions: KTH, UCL, and from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa University, our center, and Policy Studies Institute here in Ethiopia. So by that time, I had the privilege to work with some of my colleagues who were the creators of the modeling tools in the EMP-A, and Andreas is here. A very huge thanks for him, because I was guided through his experience. So that was the very beginning of energy modeling in my career. Then starting from then, I got enrolled in the 2023 cohort of EMP-A, and I took a couple of modeling tools, osmosis and clues, online to enhance my capacity in energy modeling. So in terms of like personal skills, I have developed, like, because in the Pathways project I just mentioned earlier, we were developing soft linked osmosis and on-site pathways projection for Ethiopia, and is energy systems expansion modeling, and the other one is the geospatial electrification modeling, because in the global south, not different in Ethiopia as well, but we have this huge disparity of electricity access in rural and urban. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Carla is warning that I have late for 2 minutes. As an institutional capacity strengthening, I had the opportunity to integrate some of these skills in energy modeling to our existing graduate program in renewable energy engineering. So we try to integrate in one of the courses that we had the privilege to. This is modeling and optimization of energy systems, and we do this include this open source tools, because they do have really a good capability to capture these peculiarities of different national contexts than the closed, which are, let's say, the black box tools. So that was the thing. Regards to the challenges, as already Christian mentioned, first thing is there is no really good and, let's say, pragmatic political buy-in of our research results from, let's say, policymakers and decision makers. That is the biggest challenge. Of course, data access, the quality of data is of course the second challenge. And Christian also mentioned the language barrier. We have this experience opened up an opportunity to work with a couple of more projects which are funded by EU, and I just took the leverage to introduce them to you. One is Compact, which is working on integrated system modeling, and the second one is Reintegrate, which is a new one and will be spanning to 2027. And this is purely energy systems modeling in EU and EU institutions. So we also, in partnership with ECG, we had an excellent colleague from DRC, UCB, University Catholic Bukavu, right? Pacific, yeah. He has done a great job in translating the French versions of the osmosis system. So it's starting to accommodate the barrier in the language barriers of energy systems modeling. I think I should stop here. If you have any specific questions to clarify, I'll be happy to do that. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Round of applause for Christian. Thank you. Thank you very much, Fitzum, and it's great to know that after your attendance at EMP-A, you were able to participate in this competition and apply for funding, and that was successful, and now that is shaping your activities. I'd like now to move to our last but not least speaker, Nadia Gogo. She's from ECA, so she is working, she comes from Burkina Faso, and I'd like to ask you, Nadia, as someone that has engaged with the EMP network both at the technical and regional perspective, how has your participation in the EMP-A affected your work here at ECA? Thank you.
Sorry. Hi. Good morning. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Vivienne, and my colleague from CFND. The acronym keep changing, represented here by Mekalia, for having me here today. I'm very pleased to be here and discuss and talk about, at least tell my journey in energy modeling space. I'm Nadia Ouedraogo. You did great. Economist here at the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. I'm working currently with a division of macroeconomic finance and governance. My journey in energy modeling is a bit similar to Thierry's. I started getting interest when I was looking for a PhD topic, and with my supervisor decided to work on the impact of energy access and climate change on the African countries, and specifically on West Africa countries. At that time, I was not so familiar with modeling tools. and it's back in time, and they did not have easily access online to those different tools. So my approach was basically econometrics approach rather than the modeling. And I came across, or I get to know about the modeling tools when I started a postdoc journey with UNU-WIDER. And I were working in collaboration with colleague from MIT, and this is where I was introduced to these different modeling tools and platform. I learned about message and LEAP. LEAP was very user friendly, so I use LEAP to assess the impact of climate change and energy poverty on Africa as a region. From there, I came to ECA as an economist, globally speaking, with a little time to focus on my own research interest that was still energy and climate change. When my colleague from CFND talked or mentioned about this training, and it was during COVID, 2021, so I had time, so I get interest and decided to participate online. That was easy also to access the online courses. And then this is where I started with EMP and get to know the different tools such as osmosis and onset. My training was specifically on onset and osmosis a little bit. I was able to use onset to publish a paper with energy strategy review, which is a good one. Impact factor is about 8, but this is directly from my training provided by CCG. So that was great. My work, globally speaking, currently at ECA and how this helps. As I said, I work with the macroeconomic division, and we do have a modeling. Okay, Rafa, we have a modeling tool that look at the economic changes, globally speaking, in Africa at the regional level. And this is basically a macro model, but we're trying now to fit in some model in energy and climate. And this is where I will be able finally to use the different knowledge I have and the different tools I learned to use, specifically in my job today. Maybe quickly before I give up, for how can we improve it? I think the alumni system is starting getting on, but I think there are still a different thing that we can do at the regional level to have like more people that can gather and see how we can make use of our trainings. Language has been mentioned by my different colleagues is an issue. For instance, when I take onset quickly, the different data are scattered over different websites. It's very difficult to navigate. Currently, I have some PhD students, particularly young women, that reach out to see how I can help them, and even walking them through the different websites to gather data is a difficult task. So maybe something can be done at this level. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nadia. Great to hear and spot on about the data, language, and alumni. I'd like to ask all the speakers to give, like in one sentence, like 30 seconds, a practical advice for, not for the international organization, but for your peers that you have here in the room. What would you recommend? Now, today, the training finished, they got their certificate. What next? What would you tell them? Go and do this, don't do this, or what is a concrete action and the tip that you will give all of them for their future? I'd like to start from Bernardo. Please keep it super short in one sentence. Thanks very much.
All right, Carla, to the graduates from this cohort, 2 things. One, please don't keep yourself away from the tool. Otherwise, things will drop, things will fall behind you, and you'll again restart from somewhere, which will be a lot of work. Two, going forward, even when you are not in academia, attempt to write papers for publication using these tools. It's a very low-hanging fruit for you going forward professionally and in things that you want to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernard. May I ask Thierry, if you could go next, and then
I think
for the table.
Ben
Yeah.
already said it all. I think is to continue using the tool, and continue reaching out to your trainers. I think some of them, most of us are busy, but I think we can still make time to keep supporting you substantially and responding to your question. And we have also the community now on LinkedIn, so feel free to reach out to have more questions. Then we can still continue to support you. Yeah.
Okay, I will say in French, when a French speaker are learning English, we say practice make perfect. So I will recommend you please to continue to practice, be curious, and because you spent 2 weeks here, it was very intensive, and sometimes you don't have time to really understand many things. So now you are free, you can learn by yourself. Just go again on it and try to learn more and be curious. You will learn more when you are trying to do it by yourself. And if you have any kind of problems, don't hesitate to write to all those people that you know they can help you. Thanks.
Will not be original. I'll repeat what my colleague said. Practice make perfect. 2 weeks is not enough. You need to explore by yourself what's happening in the different tools. And yeah, as my colleague online said, trying to publish is good. It's not even academic papers, like a report with your different institutions can be good for you to just practice, navigate by yourself. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to your trainers, but also colleagues, like having a project that you will be working with 2 or 3 other colleagues will make it easy. Thank you.
Yes, not really very different, but yeah, keep using them. The first thing. Second thing is, trying to figure out problems or errors by yourself might take some time. So whenever you get stuck, just reach out to the different trainers you have came across in life and in these cohorts. That's one. Plus, when using the tools, I would suggest not like testing and using like hypothetical assumptions. Rather, stick to strategically align the policy questions in your respective country. So it would be really very helpful to have realistic outputs out of your modeling exercise. That's what I would say. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your contribution. I hope that that the message came across. I like to open the floor for a very quick question because we're running a little bit over time. Are there any questions from the audience? Yes, one down here. Please press the black button. Thank you. Please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm Abdulatif Bangtani. So I work at University of Niamey. So I want also to thank all the organizing committee who have provided us this unique opportunity to participate to this exciting event. So I have quickly a question to my 2 colleagues from academics. So I just want to know if they can provide me any parts or any, because if you want to integrate it into the curricula, we need maybe some administration procedure. So if they can share the experience they have gotten while integrating this tool. And the second question is because during this training, we got a lot of problems regarding the data. So is there any possibility to organize a national energy modeling so that we can invite the stakeholders? Maybe from this event, they can be able to share their data and we can get some important outputs for the model. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much. May I ask Pitsum to go first and then Bernard? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Our experience in integrating this energy modeling in our graduate program is, yes, as you said, there is this long bureaucratic procedure to get approved through your revised curriculum. So if it's helpful for you as an experience from our side, is we try to integrate in one of the modules, which is called energy modeling and optimization energy systems. We took because it's an open content module, even if it's up to the instructor to select which tools to deliver apart from the fundamentals of energy modeling and system analysis. So that was one opportunity we did in our integration. Second, at program level is, at least for Addis Ababa University, we have this flexibility that unless you alter the ultimate intended learning outcomes of the program, and of course you didn't alter the credit requirement, that CTS requirement, we have this small flexibility to have a revision in existing programs and modules. That was an experience that we have done in our graduate program integration. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Bernard, from your side?
Yes, just extending to what Prof has just mentioned, what I did, it's very difficult to right away start possibly a full course as from this training on the curriculum right away, because you must go through the so many steps by the university approval and the revisions and etc. So the strategy here for me, what I did was to introduce osmosis as a subsection of an existing course, which ran for 2 years before we could elevate to now widen it to the other bigger part. I don't know if you had having energy modeling courses at your university, but the strategy would be to introduce osmosis as a section in the applied sense. Over time, that's when you start now buying in from the whole program and curriculum so that you can expand it. I think that's what I can mention, Ikala.
I just wanted to add one more perspective, because we also use these models at our university in the UK, which is that often in master's programs, students need to produce a research project or a thesis, and that is a free content. They can do a research on any topic they want. And so we use the models for the research projects, and that doesn't require any curriculum modification because it's simply the research project they choose to do. So that might be another loophole.
Thank you, Fitz and Bernard and Vivian. And on the other point well taken. And we'll try to see and what can be done on the data, because we heard this a lot, and try to make sure that there's a better connection with the political willingness and the buy-in. I know we're running out of time, so I'd like to close this session here. Thank our speaker also online. It was a pleasure for me.